the books I read in April. I just about said October, and I'm spinning around. I don't know why. I think I should have read books in October already. I read, let's see here, 7 books in April, which is not my most read month, but it's probably average. I'll have to look, I'm not sure. Let's see here. Moving again. The first book I read was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. If you watched my Books I Hated vlog, or I guess it's, I always call it Books I Hated vlog, but I guess it's really rereading books I hated. You will see that I still didn't like it. I will put a link to the vloggy vlog up there, or whatever the heck it puts. So that was how I started out my April. The second book I read, can't even read my own handwriting, was The Trials of Morrigan Crow, the first in the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed it. It's, it's got that Harry Potter vibe, magic. She's supposedly cursed, but it's really something different, and her patron comes and rescues her from her kind of very sorrowful life. Her parents don't like her. The entire town just blames her for anything. Like a cow falls over and dies, it's her fault because she walked by the what is that called? I don't know, the yard. She thinks she's cursed, but then she gets rescued and she's actually something different. She has to go through this trial to get into this society called the Wonder Society, or One Sock, which makes me laugh. I always just, one sock sounds like what you would call your dryer, because it always leaves you one sock. Yeah, it was good and I really enjoyed it. I'm currently in the process of listening to the second book. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. The third book I read in April was The Lightning Thief, the graphic novel by Riordan. And then it was, I don't have it written down, but I'll have to put, since it was a graphic novel, there's an adaptation author and a illustrator. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars, only because I liked the story already. If I hadn't have already read the actual book, I probably would not have enjoyed the graphic novel. It was sort of like if they took the movie and then they condensed the movie into a hour-long TV program. And I know the graphic novels, they have a lot of, panels that are showing action. You're not gonna right, Poseidon walked down the stairs and blah blah blah, which is fine, but they just really skipped over a lot of the action sequences and conversations and just all the really little nitty gritty that made that book good. And so it just wasn't adapted very well. So I gave the adaptation, I guess, a 1 out of 5 stars. But in general, because I do love the story, I've read all of the Percy Jackson films. I've read the films. Do you read films? I've seen... Nope. We'll get it. I've read all the Percy Jackson books. Plus, I've read quite a few of the other ones, that kind of are in that same demigod series. I can't remember what the other ones were. Next thing I read, I guess technically it was a listen to, it was an audiobook, was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. This is the second time I've read this book this year, and I'm currently rereading it because the Wizarding World is doing a thing where they have celebrities read the first Harry Potter. The first chapter is read by Daniel Radcliffe. I mean, Harry Potter is currently reading me Harry Potter. I'll leave a link to it down below if you want to see it. Like, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, so the audiobook I read was the Audible Stephen Fry, you know, that's all free right now. So that was really enjoyable. I would like to find the rest of them with the Stephen Fry narration. I've read or listened. I'll get the right verb. I've listened to them all by, oh my goodness, my brain just totally blanked out. I'll put the narrator in a little text box somewhere, or picture, whatever you want. I don't care. It was really good. Stephen Fry's a great narrator, so if you get a chance, I would definitely check out the Stephen Fry versions. The next book I read was Brandon Sanderson's Skyward, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I loved this book. I love the main character, whose name is completely escaping me right now. But really who I loved was Mbot. Never in my life would I think that I would consider a spaceship my favorite character out of a series. Like, okay, spoiler, when he like shut himself down, I was very upset. I was like, no, Brandon, you need to bring them right back. And so when he, sorry, that's not really a spoiler, but it also kind of is. I'm looking forward to reading what is the second one called? My hold came in, so that's exciting. I don't know when I'll get to it. Probably after I finish this one book I'm working on right now. Next thing I listened to was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander or J.K. Rowling. This was the Audible version. It's the audiobook version. I don't think it maybe, but it's read by Eddie Redmayne. I'm forgetting all names right now. Which was amazing. I read the textbook many moons ago when it first came out, so that was interesting, and I would suggest getting the Eddie Redmayne and then finding a copy of either like the the textbooks, or I want to get a hold of the illustrated version. I think that'd be really cool. It'd be cool to like hear Eddie Redmayne talk to you and then flip through the illustrated version and see the pictures at the same time to be like, I'm a Harry Potter nerd and I'm okay with that. The last book I read, I actually have a physical copy of. Can you believe it? This is one of the books I bought from, which is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid, Kemmerer. I don't know. It's got a bunch of M's and R's in it. This is a retelling, reimagining of Beauty and the Beast. It's definitely a lot more than that. Basically, our main character, whose name has escaped me, because I'm awful with names today, Harper, somehow manages to get into this sort of alternate reality, secondary timeline type time, and because she's kidnapped in there and she's supposed to like help the prince break the spell and not have him turn into a beast, and doing an awful job describing it, but it was really good. I gave it 4.5 stars. I think I gave it 4.5 stars because I thought some of the dialogue was a little bit I don't even think it was dialogue. I think it was like similes, and like there's kind of been a rash in a lot of contemporary novels, especially romance novels, with a lot of like very clunky metaphors. I can't even think of one right now. Like his boots jangled on the floor like marbles rolling across a concrete path. You know, something really, it's getting the point across, but there's probably a more precise, little less flowery and whatever way to say it. I don't know. It's fine. Like, they were sporadic, so it didn't bother me, but I read a few books where it's like, every other line is a clunky metaphor, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to put this book down now. So yeah, those are the books I read in April. I didn't really read much. Hopefully I'll get more books read in May. April was just a weird month. So like always, stay safe, wash your hands, and go ride a bike.